do you feel like their questions or their maybe interest in certain topics like this is driving the marketplace more? Considering now that we have the internet, everybody is their own scientist and their own researcher, sometimes to the detriment of themselves. But do you feel like it is consumer demand now that's driving it for companies to say, you know what, we need to have better solutions and better tracing about what is really going into our products?
There's a lot in that question. And I think the consumer is sometimes right and not always right. In marketing, we're always drilled to believe the customer is always right. But what they don't say is that the customer doesn't know what they don't know. They don't teach you that in Marketing 101. And so I would say that, on the one hand, consumers have a lot of power with what they purchase. They can turn a one small thing into a big viral issue, and all of a sudden you've lost your business, and it could be anything. And so the companies, what it says to me as a brand and a company is that you've got to be careful about how you communicate and what you communicate, and it should be backed up with evidence and things that you can support, and not try to greenwash or sugarcoat it to the consumer. Because the minute the consumer feels there's some inauthentic thing that doesn't feel right about your company or brand, they can seriously do a lot of damage. And there's not much you can do about it once it's out there in the marketplace. And so that's what makes marketing so much more dynamic, but also challenging today for many marketers and people in sales. Because gone are the days where you can just say, oh, these are the most sustainable denim jeans ever on the planet. I can tell you at least 10 countries will not accept that anymore.
And it's a good thing because we did get into a place where it's just like we were using these very superlative adjectives.
Yeah,
It's the best ever. It's
yeah,
like the best ever to who?
right.
So I do think it's good that consumers are asking questions, and sure, do all your research. But again, viral isn't always a good thing, and especially when things start to really pop off, especially on social media, it's like, people, please take some time to take a breath, because I assure you it's probably not what you think. There's not some major conspiracy in any industry. In fact, there's one thing going on right now that I'm not even going to say because I don't want to give it any more breath. And I think you know which one it's out there. But we'll talk about that offline. But I have to say, I have learned so much just from talking to you now. And I can't wait to see what the future holds for you and GenuTrace. This has been really eye-opening for me. And I'm really happy that we were able to, have this conversation and make people aware that, this solution is available.